Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
We're here. It is Wednesday. Thank God. We're
Yeah,
halfway through this week. How you doing,
hump
Mike?
day. How are you? I'm good.
I'm good, man. I'm little bit, if I'm gonna be real, I'm a little bit stressed out just with everything going on, but exciting stuff going on in the life of TK and uh Richmond Appliance guys in the new store. But man, everything's good. I can't complain. God is good and we're rocking and rolling. So
How's your new store coming along?
it's coming. It's a lot of work. The previous tenants left the place completely trashed. So we're getting in there now, getting everything cleaned out. I had to negotiate with the landlord a little bit on how we were going to be compensated for cleaning up his previous tenant's trash. So that worked out pretty well. He's given us some free rent. And I'm just looking forward to getting everything out of there and starting from scratch. Just brand new flooring, all new paint. We're gonna be taking some walls down. Matt, everybody, I think most people in the community know Matt Harris. He's one of my partners in this ordeal. He's going to be doing a lot of the demolition and fixing stuff up, and then we're gonna rip the carpet up and do either like some epoxy flooring or something like that that's a little more resilient and will last longer, because that carpet that's in there is just disgusting. So we got
Yeah.
some people checking in. Good morning, George. Good morning, Dave. How you doing, sir? Nice to see you. Our number one fan, Kyle. What's up,
Bye.
brother? Good to see you, buddy. Don't know who this is, but it's Facebook user. Good morning, gentlemen. Turning
Happy
54.
birthday, whoever you are.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. 54. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Click the link in and you'll be able to let us see your name.
Yeah, we want to know who you are so we can wish you happy birthday properly. Same with this fella here. Good morning,
Yeah.
Facebook user.
So
It's
I'm
good
a,
to have
I got to tell you, I'm super excited this week. It's pretty dang hectic here at the Carson household.
you. Is it?
I
What's
got
going on?
I got my daughter came. I got the grandbaby here all week. So
Nice.
that's been fun. But my son is getting married on Friday.
Oh, cool.
And because of that, my niece is coming up from Georgia with her husband and two kids, and she's like a daughter to me. And so I'm going to have a house full tonight.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. So
And who'd you say was getting married?
it's my son who's my middle child.
Okay. How old is
So
he?
he's 24.
Oh yeah, that's exact age I was when I got married.
Uh,
20, 24, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've been married 16 years, so
wow.
yeah, good for him,
I got
man. Do you
married at
like
20. That's gonna be 30 years next month for me.
you got married at 20?
I turned 20 on August 10th, and I was married on August 29th.
Wow,
So I was like 20 years and 19 days old.
that's awesome.
Good
Yeah.
morning, everybody.
Good morning, all of you Facebook users out there. Click the link so we can know who you are. Well, let's we got a plan for this morning. I'm hoping everybody's gonna get something out of. Mike is our resident website and marketing guy. For those of you that don't know, he is the brains of marketing and website development behind the Service Alliance Group. I know you guys think that I put together that new website that we're about to launch, but I didn't. I had zero to do with it other than clapping for Mike as he did awesome stuff. And I've been super happy with the website. And I know several people that are using Mike for their marketing that have been super happy. So I figured, why not give him an opportunity to share some, give him an opportunity to answer y'all's questions. I know a lot of you are either new business owners or have been doing this a while, but marketing seems to be one of those things people constantly ask about. And why not ask the people that know all about it rather than, miss out on that opportunity. So it's going to kind of be an ask us anything, kind of be a freestyle thing where Mike can share his tips and tricks. But let's first and foremost, most importantly, start off with some prayer, because we definitely need that. I definitely need that.
I do too.
So let's pray. Lord, we thank you for this day, Father. We thank you for another chance to wake up, run businesses, love people, help people. Bless our families today, Lord. Bless our friends. Bless those that are going through hard times. Bless those that are sick, those that are in the hospital, those that are just struggling right now, Lord. We all go through those seasons. And Lord, whatever season we're in today, Lord, just help us and guide us. Thank you for the Alliance community. Thank you for putting people in our lives to help us and strengthen us. We just pray you continue to bless the community, help us grow, help us strengthen one another. As we always say, iron sharpens iron, but we need you in the middle of it. Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of such a great community. We ask that you take over this time, help us to focus our businesses and our lives around you, and always keep you in the center of things. And in the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
So for all of you who are out there not driving at the moment, if you have any marketing questions whatsoever or website questions, I want you to comment. Ask me whatever you got. So I'm going to, I'll try to answer everything, but we're going to kind of freestyle it today. And I want to cover some stuff on website, search engine optimization, and web development type related stuff. So anything that you guys have, TK, you're about to open a store, another business. So you're one of these guys, you're in that startup mode. So what are you doing to prepare, in your mind, even though you're not to that phase yet, but
Yeah.
what are you doing to prepare yourself to be able to ramp this thing up as far as, your marketing ideas or website ideas, things like that?
The first thing that I did was I set up my Google thing, and the store isn't even open yet, but it's on
your Google business profile.
My Google business profile. Because I knew that from my previous business. I needed to do that, and I went in and marked the old business there closed, and I reached out to the Chamber of Commerce, which I didn't know much about the Chamber of Commerce, but I would highly recommend, if you're in an area, reach out to your local Chamber of Commerce, because they were absolutely amazing. They hooked me up with another office within our local county called the Hanover Economic Development, and I have a meeting with them. But these people have all these different resources, and it was actually a funny story. I called the Hanover Economic Development guy, and I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, we can get you in touch with all these different resources." And one of the resources he named was the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center. And my dad is the founder and creator of the Small Business Development Center here in Richmond, Virginia. Which, of course, this guy didn't know that. And I told him, and he kind of was like, "Yeah, right. You're calling us. You don't know, why, if your dad, and my dad's passed away a long time ago, like 17 years ago. But he plugged me in with all these resources. I have a meeting with that office. The Chamber of Commerce is going to put together a ribbon cutting for us and promote that. I'm really going to use Facebook a lot. I'm going to use Facebook. I'm going to use everything that I don't have to pay for as much as humanly possible. But I am going to need a website, which I'll be hitting old Mike up for. And I am going to need some sort of advertising because this isn't like my service business. This is a completely different beast. So I'm really just a sponge, man. I'm going to be learning a lot from what you have to say.
Well, first of all, joining, if you guys are not a part of your local chamber of commerce yet, I strongly recommend that you get into that because, like TK said, they will hook you up with resources. They I struggled for years whether to join our local one here or not, and whether it'd even be worth the money. And as soon as I joined, it was well worth the money. Um, and like ours has different levels. So you can get like a basic level package, and then you can pay a little extra for a higher package. And from an SEO perspective, excuse me, from an SEO perspective, I paid for that little extra, and I found out that that lets me put a pretty big description of my business in my listing with them that's public, where a lot of other businesses didn't pay for that. So they couldn't do that. So I could put a lot of content about my business all in there. And then I found out, hey, I can add a link to my website inside that description, and it was a do follow link, which gave me SEO power from their high powered website. So
Ah,
I was able to transfer some of their authority from their website because they're pretty big. I mean, we're the third largest city in Illinois, so our chamber is pretty huge, and that flowed a lot of SEO juice from their website over to mine, and I was like, wow. So it was a little side manipulation, I guess you could call it, that helped me out. But I suggest that to all my clients to do that. And if they have a level like that, I tell everybody pay for that extra level because I can go in there and work some magic for your description and get you some juice,
there you
you
go.
know. So
I didn't see an extra level on mine. I think mine was based on number of employees. So like it said like 3 to 5 was 240 a year. And I was like $240 a year, that's a no-brainer. Like that's
yeah,
$20 a month. And I
that's about
mean,
exactly what ours is.
yeah, and they do monthly meetups. My biggest thing for joining it, which everybody knows I'm a big into networking, I want to network with people other than like I've been a networking with appliance people since day one. I want to start networking with people outside of appliance repair. I want to get around other business owners to learn and fellowship and just hang out with them. So they do like monthly meetups and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super
Mhm.
excited about that part.
Yeah, anytime you can get into a business community, it doesn't have to be your niche market. Anytime you can get into a business community, I mean, that's leverage. It's who you know, and you have no idea where those connections could come into play in the future when you need them, or something just happens, and they connect you to somebody else that could help you, in some great way. So
Yep.
I've seen that over and over again in the years that I've been doing marketing since 2004. I think I started. So, um, join a BNI group. Those BNI groups are amazing.
Yeah.
EJ's in a BNI group. I used to be in one, but I was not. I had to leave it because I just could not dedicate the time to set aside for it, just because I was scaling so big and just didn't have the time. But um especially when you're first starting out, TK, you and I were talking about some of these guys that are starting out. How do you start out? What do you need to do? These are like the basic things that you need to do. Get in all these networking groups. Get your Google profile set up properly. And just having a Google profile doesn't mean that it's properly optimized. There's tons
Right.
of stuff that once you have that, you can optimize.
Yeah.
Your descriptions, use every little character where the space that that they allow to put content in there, because that's relevancy, right? So relevancy is the key term that we'll use today, because with all your marketing, everything has to be relevant to your business, and your business needs to be everywhere, and all that information needs to be fairly consistent, because Google is going out and they're archiving the web. So when Google and all these other search engines and, DuckDuckGo and all the others, Yahoo, they're all going out there crawling all these web pages, and then they're crawling your site, and your information's out there everywhere, and then they see your site and it's different than everything that they've already learned from all these other sites about your business, or vice versa. That's confusing to them if that stuff doesn't match up, so there's things called citations, which is your name, address, business information, and phone number. So you got to make sure that all that stuff across the web is consistent. Dealing with multiple location stuff is where it gets a little sketchy and hard, because you could have a business with multiple offices, like EJ, for example. He's got 3 offices in 3 cities, maybe a 4th one coming up. And, there's got to be a balance on those citations and that business information that's out there and that's on his website. So, one thing that's really, really important that you guys should know is your website is the absolute foundation of your business, whether you think it is or not. It's not that Google profile. It's not, any other Facebook listings you have, profiles and pages. It's your website. That is your number one authority for your business in the internet, period. And if your website is not quality, and when I say quality, I mean very, very clear and structured properly, and you've got the proper words on the page, and it's actually getting traffic, which means you've got links from other sites that are helping drive traffic, like such as the Chamber of Commerce could drive traffic to your site. So if you don't have all those things in place, Google's not going to bump up your authority and see that as an authority. And therefore, now you got your Google business profile that points to that website. And if it's not a quality website, Google's not going to rank that Google business profile. It's going to think, all right, these guys, they don't care about their website. They don't matter. I mean, in a nutshell, at the most basic terms. So that's where most people get it wrong. And as a web developer, it sounds like a sales pitch, but it's not a sales pitch. It's an absolute fact that's been proven time and time again in the industry, in my industry. So that's where everything has to start. I mean, it's like the foundation of your house. You want to build a house, you want to build all these rooms, you want to get people coming over and having a good time, you want to have a party and market it. No one's going to come to a house that's not well built on a good foundation, that's going to crumble. So that's the absolute best analogy I can get. So what other ideas? Like you said, you're going to try all these free ways to market your business first. What types of free ways and ideas
Obviously
did you have?
Facebook. I'm definitely going to use Facebook a lot. I'm going to use any social media platform I can: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to make accounts on everything. I'm definitely going to get a website made. I know that's going to cost, but it's going to be worth it. You've seen my current website, and it's laughable at best. But with the service thing, I've never been worried about it because we're so busy. People really don't go to our website much. They have our number. They get the numbers from friends. We're a word of mouth company. But when it comes to this new store, I'm going to be pushing it on all platforms and getting a website going. And it's not going to all be free. I'm going to be reaching out to you for, marketing help and all the different stuff that I need. Because at the end of the day, I want people to know that we're there, and I want people to know that if they're looking for an appliance in the Mechanicsville or surrounding areas, we're the place to go to. Whether it's used, whether it's scratch and dent, or whether it's brand new appliances. We're going to mostly focus on used and scratch and dent, but we can also get people new appliances. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have a very good plan yet, to be honest, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. But I know that social media is going to play a big part of it. I just started a TikTok page for it just to kind of document the process. And I've already had like several people message me and like, hey, where's your store? Even though I said the address in each video, they still message me, hey, where's your store? And I send them the message and say, hey, it's not open yet, as you can tell from the videos, but we're going to be at 8075 Mechanicsville Turnpike. So
yeah. So you're at a perfect phase that this is really relevant for you. So let me give you a little advice here. Do you have a domain for your new website that you're going to build?
No,
Nothing
not yet. Nothing yet.
All right. Figure out the domain that you're going to buy and buy it now. Okay. Because your Google business profile is going to need to link to a website. Okay. Or a domain. Even if the website doesn't exist, link it to that domain. Even if it goes nowhere right now. Obviously Google's not going to see it as a quality website, but at least it's something.
To start
and then
with.
Your Chamber of Commerce, if you can put a link to your website from the Chamber of Commerce, do it. What it's going to do is it's going to start flowing keywords and descriptions and power to that domain. So you're going to warm up that domain. That's what we call warming up a domain. So
even if it's not operational, people are still clicking on it and it gets it warmed up.
Right, exactly. So I could literally build a website with just a few words on the page, just a single page for a brand new domain. And I can start warming that up, and I can get that page to rank for keywords that are not even in the domain or on the page. So putting in some extra links in different places, and then start going out and adding your business listings to, go on Bing has their own equivalent of Google business profile. So go on Bing, because they're the second largest, and you want to get your business listing there too. And it's the same process pretty much to go ahead and get that done. And then you can actually get a link pointing from them. So go anywhere that you can, go on Yelp, start creating your business listings. Anywhere that you can get your business listing. With your name, address, phone number, and the website link.
I didn't even think of Bing because my current business isn't listed on Bing.
You need to get that done, because that matters a lot.
I'm gonna make a note of that one.
Yeah. That's going to start warming up that domain and start building citations for your business, because your Google business profile is a citation. So your Bing listing is a citation. Your Yelp listing is a citation. So when I mention citations, that's what they are. Anywhere that your business has a listing and your name, address, phone number is there, that's going to be a citation. So you want to get that everywhere that you possibly can right now and do it early, because that way you don't have to worry about it later. You can focus on other things and you're not scrambling. And that's going to automatically build a little bit of trust with your business. And that stuff takes time, So right now, early is the time to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good advice. I didn't even think about that. But I I definitely need to go ahead and figure out what the domain name is, because I that's another thing I hadn't even thought about. I mean, I'm assuming it'll be Mechanicsville Appliance, but maybe mechanicsvilleappliance.com or Mechanicsville Appliance something. I'm not sure, but what would you say, just to kind of switch gears a little bit, because we mostly focused on new businesses, for these guys and gals that have businesses that have been around for years, what would you say are some important things they can do to improve their search engine optimization and improve their presence on the internet? And don't forget, guys, ask us anything.
Yeah, ask some questions. I guess the number one thing is your website. Review your website. That's when I get a new client that says I need SEO, I need marketing help. The first thing I do is an SEO audit of the website and a basic audit on the web design of it. And when I look at a website, I'm not looking for how pretty it is. I'm not looking for all that stuff. I'm looking more the nuts and bolts. I want to make sure that there's conversion on that website. And when I say conversion, is it easy to navigate? Can I find all the information that I'm possibly looking for on that website? And is it easy to find? And does the website load fast? That's huge. That's becoming more and more of a ranking factor over the past few years with Google, especially. And I mean, Google owns 91% of the entire search engine market. So that's what you really need to focus on is Google, because that's going to drive all your traffic pretty much. I don't worry about other search engine optimization for other search engines. That just comes natural as you do Google anyway. But I make sure that, my target keywords are on the page. And my H1 title, that's your main title on the page. You should only have one H1 title on that page, and it should be exactly what your service is. If you've got a service page for say Mechanicsville refrigerator repair, and you're targeting Mechanicsville where you're located, the title of your refrigerator repair page should be Mechanicsville refrigerator repair.
And which page is that?
You should have, if you have a target page, these are your service pages.
Okay.
So if you want, I'm going to target refrigerators, you need to have a page dedicated to refrigerator repair, to dishwasher repair, to dryer repair, and so on.
Yeah.
And you need to have city and then your service. So refrigerator repair is your service, but you need to have the city in the name. That's where that gives it local relevancy.
Right.
So in the home service industry, everything's local. This is local SEO 101. Yeah. You need to have the title also match, and the title is what shows up in the browser tab at the top. When people, and that title in the browser tab is what shows up on the search engine results page. So you also have to have it there. So those are the two number one places to have that target keyword. And everything else on the page needs to talk about only that service. So if you focus only on refrigerator repair on that page and you talk about, subtopics. So your primary topic is going to be refrigerator repair, but along with that, you're going to talk about freezer repair, ice maker repair, all kinds of things like that. Talk about water dispensers,
right? Maintenance or whatever.
That could be related to a refrigerator. You need to talk about on that page, and those need to be all the main topics. Don't talk about. I see so many appliance repair companies and HVAC companies and plumbing and all that stuff. Their website isn't very clear because they basically talk about anything and everything, and all their services are jumbled together on and talked about on all these different pages. And that's confusing as hell to Google. So you need to go in and do an audit of your website and look at it and clean it up. And then basically, when it comes to the conversion, are there calls to action on the page? Is there a button with your phone number that's a click to call? Is there a form that they can fill out? Is there is your phone number listed, on every single page? And every website that I build for a home service company, I blast the entire website. Every single page has a lot of calls to actions, because even if you're scrolling, I'll have multiple ones. They're like, I get asked, why do you have like the same, contact us button or schedule an appointment button multiple times on the same page? And I'm like, well, think when somebody's, on a desktop versus a phone. On a desktop, you're going to see all those multiple buttons a lot sooner. But once it's narrowed down on a screen, that stuff gets pushed down. So you want to even it out throughout the content,
Right.
so that it's always in front of them, and you make it easy. There's a saying: don't make me think, don't make your customers think, don't make Google think. Make it super easy and clear.
Yeah, you want it to be easy I mean, at the end of the day, your website is there so they can get in touch with you. It's there so they can give you a call, set an appointment, whatever. And I do think about these things a lot. Like if I was going to design the perfect website, and I do enjoy going and looking at other people's website. EJ's got an awesome website. If you've never checked out his website, it's really good. But when you look at, like, I enjoy looking at other people's websites, maybe partly because mine is so bad, but partly just like envisioning what my perfect website would be. One thing that well, let's hit this question real quick before we go into that. What do you think about Angie's List? They call me every day.
I wouldn't pay for it, honestly. I mean, they're a lead gen company. So anyone that's paying Angie, let's talk about lead gen. That's a good topic. We can touch on that real quick, because I really want to give you guys a warning about that. These lead gen companies like Angie's List and all these little marketing companies that are lead gens that say that they're going to give you leads for 20-25 bucks a month or per lead. I mean, they've got a racket going on. They've got a pretty good racket going on. They figured out that they can get people to pay them for these leads, and you think that you're the only one paying for that lead, and you're wrong. There's no lead generation company that is only going to give you those leads. So you could have, be living in a major metropolitan area like Chicago, say, and there could be 10 companies in Chicago that are paying for the same exact lead. So they just sold that same lead for 25 bucks to you, but they also did it to 9 other people. So they just got 250 bucks for that lead. And it's whoever gets there first and whoever can talk that customer into actually using them first. And now that lead just got phone calls from multiple sources. So now it's you and your competition both called that customer, and I can lay money that both of you have actually set an appointment. And that customer is going to say, this guy got to me first, I'll cancel the other one. And you never even got to make that service call, so you never even got to make that money. So that's how that lead gen stuff is really hurting people.
Yeah.
And it hurts the industry, and I hate it. I wish there was a way to control it more.
Yeah. I think
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I think the common, I know around the alliance community with most of the people that I talk to, lead gen is a cancer on the industry.
Absolutely.
It doesn't do anything to elevate the industry. It doesn't do anything for the small business owners. And if anything, it brings the industry down instead of elevating it. And at Service Alliance Group, we're all about elevating the industry. So things like Angie's Leads, I understand that people out there struggle to get jobs and struggle to get leads or struggle to make the phone ring. But I would say if you're in that position, reach out to someone like Mike, reach out to someone that knows their stuff and spend some money on, and because when you're investing into these lead generation companies, you're not investing into your company. You're investing into getting leads from them and paying them for these leads.
You're
Why not?
investing in their company.
You're investing in their company. Why not optimize your presence in the market and your presence in your local industry so that you can be more prevalent? Because all you're doing is making Angie leads more prevalent.
Yep.
That's my understanding of it as someone who's very, very ignorant when it comes to this stuff. But I am not a fan of lead generation companies. I think they're a cancer on the industry and a cancer on the market. And I would highly recommend staying away from
Another one that's really bad is Yelp. Those guys are relentless and they just constantly call you, just like Angie's List does. I've experienced it myself within my own business with Yelp. They're terrible. And they suck you in. I did that in my early days before I really learned and learned the hard way. So if you guys are looking for lead gen things, the free stuff is what you can do on your own. All right. And then always start there and keep doing it. But you can always pay for Google Ads. Now, the problem with Google Ads is you need someone that knows how to set up Google Ads. If you don't know how to set up Google Ads yourself properly, you are literally going to throw away your money because you might get one job a month through a Google Ads campaign that you've set up improperly, and you won't even break even. You will lose money. But if you have someone that knows what they're doing and that could set that up properly to bring in those leads, that's one thing. And the money you pay for that has to be a balance. You can throw a crap ton of money and get some calls, but are they quality calls? Are they targeting the correct demographic that you're looking for? You don't want just anybody and everybody to come in. So that's another avenue it's very, very good to do Google Ads. Just make sure you have someone that knows how to set it up. Another thing is Google Guarantee. Google Guarantee is a process to go through. It's going to take some time for a legitimate business to be vetted because Google actually vets you. They do background checks. They check out your business and they make sure that, because they're basically guaranteeing that anyone that they send to you that uses you, they're guaranteeing up to $2,000 on that repair. Google's backing it and basically ensuring that repair.
And that's fairly new, isn't it?
No, it's been around for a couple years.
Okay.
But it's becoming more and more prevalent. And Google Guarantee is only available to certain service industries, like plumbers, electricians, and appliance repair. Someone like me doing marketing and SEO and web development, that's not available to my industries. So
okay,
you guys are really lucky.
A service industry only type thing.
Yeah, and you're really lucky to have that. And I like EJ. I'll use him as an example. I had him sign up for it. I said, go through this process and go ahead and do it. And he's getting calls and he's booking those calls, and for the most part, based on what he's telling me, they're good calls. And it's more of a guaranteed referral, and you're the only one that gets that referral. So they basically call right from their listing, and your competition on those listings is only about 3 or 4 people. So you're not competing as much. Now, if you combine, you want to talk about visibility and dominating your industry and dominating your competition in your local area, here's what you do. You get on Google Guarantee. You're going to have that ad right at the top. You get on Google Ads. You're probably, if there's a Google Guarantee, they usually show that only at the top and no other ads, just Google Guarantee ads. The regular Google ads will show up at the bottom of the page. So if your campaign is set up properly, and keep in mind when you're talking Google ads, the quality of your Google ads campaign is directly tied to the quality of your website. And a lot of people miss that. They don't understand that. They'll have a crappy website and it causes their Google ads to basically waste them money because Google ties all that together and correlates it. So you can run Google Guarantee, Google standard ads, have your business profile optimized to where it ultimately gets into the 3-pack. So now you got basically 3 listings there. And then if you SEO your website properly, and a lot of people, read online and try and do it and they struggle, and then they end up coming to me to really bump them up. Now you've got your website, you've got your Google My Business listing, Google Business Profile listing, and you've got your Google Guarantee ads, plus you have your regular Google ads. Now you've got 4 listings on that search engine page and you're dominating it. Where your competition may only have 1 organic or 1 Google ads listing or something like that. So you spread your marketing out over multiple things. That gives you higher visibility and more. You're casting a wide net is what you're doing. So don't put your eggs in one basket. And if certain people are telling you different things to do, you really need to think, what's the widest net that I can cast? And what makes up that net? Okay. And that's where everybody says, oh, I'll just run Google ads and that'll solve my problems. And that's not true. You've got to do multiple things to do this properly. And, with EJ, he hired me right at the beginning of the year. So, to date, I mean, EJ's told us, and this as well as I do. He shared that information with you as much as he shared it with me. He's literally doubled the size of his business, his income this year, in sales. So in 6 months, he's already hit and surpassed what he did all of last year. Yeah, and it's because we've done these methodical things in his business to get him there, and the investment that he has done, and we've been very strategic on a lot of things. The investment that he's done has paid off quite like tenfold.
Yep. We use EJ as an example a lot in these morning grinds and podcasts and different things like that, because EJ is doing a lot. He's not perfect. You talk to EJ, you'll know within 20 minutes of talking to him, he struggles just like everybody else, but he's doing it right and he's listening to people. Here's the thing. Ask yourself this. Are you an SEO expert? If the answer is no, stop trying to do your own SEO. Straight up. I talked to a guy yesterday and we were talking about hiring a CSR. And I said, do you really enjoy and are you good at answering phones and calling people back and scheduling calls? I was like, is that why you got into appliance repair? And is that what you're good at? And is that where your time is best spent? If anything in your business, if the answer is no, then delegate it to somebody else. And it's true in SEO too, and web development and all that stuff. If your Gipper wheel is not SEO and web development, hire somebody to do it. Get somebody that knows their crap, get somebody that can do a good job, and pay them to do it. Now, it's different for every single company, but at the same time, we all have different struggles and different things. We all have similar struggles and similar things going on within our businesses. And I am a big proponent of doing what you're good at and what makes you the most money. And I guarantee you, if you are an appliance repair technician or an appliance repair business owner, more than likely you are not good at SEO and you are not good at web development. So get somebody that is good at it. That's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, you have your specialty, I have mine, and it's like stay in your lane type thing. You know, work. I have a problem with my appliances. I'm gonna call someone like you,
Exactly.
or yeah, I'm gonna pick up the phone and ask you for some advice. So getting back to a couple of questions, do you see a big difference between Wix and WordPress? Absolutely. Huge, massive difference. WordPress powers close to 40% of the entire internet, period. So 40% of all websites on the internet that are known at all are powered by WordPress. They're built by WordPress, and that number is growing every single year and has been for a long time. The second closest one is Shopify. And Shopify only owns less than 4% of the market. So you're talking almost 40%, and your second one is 4%. So WordPress is so massively far ahead of any of its competitors as far as market share and how much it powers the web. There was a study that was done. I forgot exactly where I saw it. It's been a little over a year that I saw it, but it might have been ahrefs.com did it. They studied Wix websites versus WordPress, and they studied all these different content management systems and hosted solutions. And they said, does Google basically favor WordPress over the rest? And the answer ultimately is, in a nutshell, yes. Okay, in the most generic way to explain it. And why is that? It's because that platform is so, I don't want to say easy to optimize for the search engines, but it's easier and it has more features that are available than Wix does. You know, people come to me with Wix websites all the time, and it's like I don't even want to touch them because I know that anything that they pay for, you know, I've got to sleep at night, right? And have a good conscience. I'm not going to take somebody's money when the platform that they're on sucks so bad that it can't be fully optimized as easily as I guess as easy as WordPress can. WordPress is just a much better platform to
Yeah,
be on.
that's exactly what you told me when I showed you
Yeah.
my website on
Yeah,
Wix.
you're on Wix, right?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
mean, here's the thing. If your phone is ringing off the hook and you can't handle as much work as you have, that's one.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a different situation. Looks like we lost him and he froze. But um, they basically, you know, your platform that you're on really matters a lot more than you probably realize. Um, you know, so if you're on Wix or Foursquare, um, there's a whole bunch of them. Even the WordPress.com is limited. WordPress.com is the WordPress hosted by WordPress. So if you use the self-hosted WordPress platform, it's so much more flexible and it can be scaled and expanded and tweaked. So what's your thoughts on Jasper? Oh, we lost TK, it looks like. So what's your thoughts on Jasper? All right. So I'm assuming you're talking about the AI writing tool, Jasper. So in the industry that I'm in, there's a writing tool called Jasper, and it's just one of very many AI writing tools, writing assistants, and they are good. I have been checking out Jasper for a few months because I was using a bunch of other tools, and I'm not really impressed with Jasper. Jasper uses a certain type of AI that is well behind. It's trained on old data that's a few years old, so it's not the best writing tool. And recently, with some tests that we've done, Google can identify text that's been written with these AI tools. So I use AI tools, but you have to use them as a balance. I found out that basically I can rank a lot with AI generated content that's 100% written by robots, and it doesn't rank as high as if it does when I add my own text in with it and tweak it, um, and make it my own. So don't rely on AI tools 100%. There's definitely got to be a balance there when it comes to SEO, for blog posts, things like that. And that's another thing. If you don't have a blog, you may want to consider a blog. However, I would not consider having a blog on your website unless you have someone that can write the content consistently or dedicate your own time to doing it. And I can guarantee you, like someone in TK's position that doesn't have the time to do a lot of things, it's a waste of your time even having one, because nobody wants to go to a blog that's got nothing there or a bunch of old posts. So, well, we've been on here almost an hour. A couple of people are asking what my email is. You can contact me at info@itdwebdesign.com. And I'll be happy to, if any of you guys want a free audit, SEO audit, I'll give you a free audit. I'll give you some advice on your site for free. I'm not doing this for looking for any business. I'll just help you out. So I'm not going to do the work for you, but I'll give you some free advice and tell you what's wrong with your site. I got a lot of tools that I can do that, and give you some scans for free. So reach out to me, info@itdwebdesign.com. And you got any other questions, TK?
No, man, I appreciate all the info. You mind dropping that email in the comments so that people have it
Yes.
to reach out? Yeah, and like Mike said, if you want info, like I call Mike fairly regularly on different questions that I have. One thing that I and we'll kind of wrap it up with this. One thing that I strongly recommend if you're a business owner is find people and bring them into your circle that you trust that are smarter than you in certain areas of business. I don't know about websites and Google optimization and SEO and all that stuff. So I have people within my circle that I know are smarter than me, and I utilize them. And Mike's a really good guy for that, because um, he will help you out. And if you end up using him, the proof is in the pudding. Guys like EJ have really flourished. I've seen it with my own eyes, when it comes to search engine optimization, and their business really gaining traction through using people like Mike. So
Yeah,
thanks
I
for
was
your
talking to
time
EJ
today,
just
buddy.
the other day, and we were talking about SEO stuff, and you know other people who were basically my competition, which there's tons of competition in my space. But we were kind of talking and joking around a little bit and going back and forth on Messenger about people. It's funny how many people find you online and then they want to tell you your website sucks and that you should hire them for marketing. And he was getting stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's funny they found you because I put you there so that they could find you. And you're getting a ton of these, and a lot of them are robots. And it's so sad that in my industry, I mean, every industry has these people, but in my industry, it's so prevalent because it's so easily accessible worldwide. I'd have to say at least 90% of the people out there that do SEO work have no freaking clue what the hell they're doing, and they're just throwing crap at a wall and seeing what sticks. And that is so frustrating to me, and these so-called gurus that are on YouTube and everything, they're saying, oh, you do this and do this and do this, and they're getting people contacting them, and they're getting hired, and some people, $4,000 or $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month they're bringing in from a client, and they literally don't know what they're doing. The more an experienced person listens to them, TK, you could listen to somebody on YouTube talk about how to fix a washer or a dryer, and based on your experience whether that person knows what they're doing or not.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing in my industry. And it's like, I've been in enough groups where we've tested Google, and we run like 100 tests a month, and we run these tests sometimes for like 4 or 5, 6 months at a time. And when we're testing Google, we find out when somebody says something on YouTube or a blog post, all these, more authoritative people, we actually test it to see, okay, is what they're saying 100% true? Let's test it. And a bunch of us will go out and test it. And if it's true, we bring those results back to our group, and we're like, yeah, this is fact. And we know that Google loves this and Google hates this. So I mean, those are the types of groups that I'm in, because it's science and it's fact and it's tested and proven. And a lot of these people just read a bunch of crap on the web, and they think, oh, now I know how to do it because this guy said do it this way. And it's not the case. And I even started out that way, and I had to learn the hard way, what didn't work. But most of these SEO people, they have no clue, or they're just outsourcing it to most American companies outsource their stuff to India. And I mean, those kind of companies are absolutely terrible. So be very, very careful on who you hire, and cheaper is not better in any way, shape, or form. So
You get what you pay for.
you really do in this industry, in most cases. It's not 100% all the time, but in most cases it is.
Well, thanks for all the info, man. I hope everybody took something from it. I definitely got some nuggets. We can definitely do this again. Me and you are pretty much the Wednesday crew, but we will bring up some marketing stuff in the future for sure. But thanks for all the info, man.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, my email's in the comments, so go ahead and shoot me an email. If you have ideas that you want to hear TK and I talk about on the Wednesday morning show, go ahead and shoot it out, and we'll plan something and we'll share it with everybody. So
yeah, or if you want to
good
come on
stuff.
with us, we'd love to have you as a guest.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if you're a marketer or not. I'll chat with you. We'll have a third person on. If you just, you're a new business and you're trying to figure it out and you got a crap ton of questions, come on with us and just ask us live, and we'll talk you through it. Maybe we can review your website live on here, and give you some advice. That'd be kind of cool to do. So
that would be
we'll
cool.
We'll be definitely open to doing stuff with people like that.
Cool. Well, thanks again, Mike. Hope everybody has
All right.
a great day. I'm going to go run some service calls, and I will catch you guys on Friday.
All right. Have a good one, everybody.